Real Madrid and Monaco facing off in the Champions League. This is such a big match for Real Madrid. Such a momentous match for Real Madrid. And today we're going to be discussing, obviously, the team lineups that potentially could go out to face Monaco for Real Madrid and what Arbeloa is looking to do in terms of this match right here. But before we go any further, guys, make sure you always smash the like, comment obviously in the live chat if you're watching this live, and comment down below if you're watching this on replay. Now, so many things to talk about, people, because obviously at the current present time, we know that Real Madrid is in turmoil at the moment. There is no shying away from it. Real Madrid are in the dumps. Now, not points-wise behind Barcelona, just clawing back the points gap to one singular point in La Liga, but in the Champions League, there is definitely a chance of dropping out of the automatic placings to go back again once into the playoffs. I don't want to see that again. We saw it last year against Manchester City. We don't want to see it again this year. So, what can Real Madrid do this match and the next match? Well, win both games. This match against Monaco is going to be tougher than people think. And we just need to realize that overall. Now, let's get into it because I've just got to talk about something. Now, Madrid and obviously the players have called for unity. Arbeloa has been fuming at the fans for booing the players. Well, guess what? I want the players to be booed again. I want every single player on that pitch to be booed again. The only way that we're going to hold this team accountable this year to win an actual trophy is to boo them relentlessly throughout the whole match. We need to see the boos ringing out throughout the Santiago Bernabéu, because that's the only way accountability is going to be upheld by these players. Once they get booed, oi, wait, they need to step up. They need to get out of their shell. Players like Vini, players like Bellingham, Mbappé, Valverde, players that did get booed, obviously Vini more than others, and we have to see these players getting it again this match. I don't want anything other than a win. I don't want anything other than a convincing win against a Monaco side that is poor currently in Champions League and Ligue 1 form. The only player that has been standing out in terms of goal scoring, guess who it is? Man like Ansu Fati. And being the current state that they are as Monaco, I expect a big win here from Real Madrid. We want nothing other than a big win from this team. Am I correct? So why does this game matter? Well, I tell you what, to be in the top 8, it matters. To be automatically placed to go into the knockout round, it matters. We need to see a convincing performance. A performance from a team that has been shambolic as of recent. Win big. Win today. And then we can start wishing on the successes in the knockout rounds. There are huge stakes in the Champions League in this game. And this is probably one of the two games that could really hamper us. Of course, Benfica away, the last match. Nobody knows what's going to happen there. And this game itself, we need to take into account that Real Madrid are not still the same team. They're not the same team that we need them to be on top form, to annihilate teams, to batter teams, to really convince us that they can go far in competitions. It's such a crucial win, this one. Unbelievable. And where are the players at? Where are they mentality-wise? Where are they going to be showing on the pitch? Are they going to come short? Are they going to go long? What are they doing in terms of game plan? Are they going to be possession orientated? Are they going to try and expose in the counter-attack? What is the game plan from Arbeloa? Is he trying to do a high press system? Who knows? No Real Madrid fan knows. Not one. Not one single Real Madrid fan knows, because we have no identity. And that's what I want to see in this game. identity more than anything, where we can actually say, okay, Real Madrid in the latter stage, they may go far. In the Champions League, I don't still think it's going to happen, but they may go far. So it's up to ARBELOA'S mindset. As the interim, you have a chance here to have the trust of the Real Madrid fans, have the trust of the board, have the trust of Florentino Perez, have the trust of every single Real Madrid fan that screams your name. And that's factual. They have to trust you. And this is what we want. We want a manager that we can trust. So Arbeloa, if you're the guy, prove it. Prove it to everyone. Prove it everyone in this live chat at the moment. Prove to everyone in the comment section that keeps on repeating that we need a good manager, because I want to be proven wrong. And I'm sure everyone in this live chat in the moment wants to be proven wrong also. Because nobody believes in Arbeloa. Nobody. Let's be honest. Not one singular Real Madrid fan believes in him. We have GOAT in here saying that Arbeloa is a clown. We have people saying, bring Zidane back to Madrid. We have people saying, this is not Ancelotti time, is it? So Real Madrid need to wake up. Slap yourself on the face and wake up. Because I tell you what, with the stadium ringing out, with the stadium going into these players, they need to turn up. They really need to understand where they are at that moment, in that time, on the pitch, Champions League nights. That's the difference. Because Real Madrid, I can expect them maybe not to turn up that often in La Liga, but on a Champions League night, our competition, you need to turn up. So, the fans versus the players. This is where we are at the moment. The boos and the response. What response, guys, is the players going to give us? What response can they give 80,000, 90,000 screaming Real Madrid fans in that stadium tonight? What can they give everyone who supports this club week in, week out? They need to put in a performance. They need to give us something to think about, something to question ourselves and saying, yes, maybe this could be a team that can really do something this year. So getting this right today and getting the next match right against Benfica away is absolutely crucial. So where are we sitting at? What are we actioning this game? I don't want to see anything less than 3-0. 3 goals to go in from Real Madrid and batter this Monaco side, who have been poor as of recent and have decent players and physical players. However, this is not our worry at the moment. Our worry is getting the result. I'm actually not concerned at the moment of getting the playing style correct at the moment with Arbeloa. He's going to have time to adjust. And that's something that we all know. Because whether you like it or not, he's going to be the interim manager for the rest of the season. Whether you like it or not. I don't think we'll start chop changing again. I don't think it will happen again. I think he will be the interim for the rest of the season. And that is not going to be great. So there are definitely worries here. And it's all about now, can Real Madrid handle this Monaco side? I think they can. I don't think they have the absolute weapons to destroy us, but we've seen this season already. Albacete, Celta Vigo, Vallecano, Girona, just to name a few, already hampering us, already putting us on the back foot when they can. That Celta Vigo loss is always waiting in the wings, again, for another team to upset us. And look where Celta Vigo were when they did defeat us. So it's always receiving the message, exactly like Goat is saying here in the chat. The players need to receive the message and they need to watch out for Monaco because they can harm us. They still have pace. They still have a chance to hit us on direct counters, a chance to hit us on transition and really disturb the status quo tonight in this Champions League night at the Bernabéu. They have the chance to do that. So it's all up to Real Madrid to now prove every single player wrong. So this is always going to be the case here. So what are the players that we need to watch out for in terms of Real Madrid? Well, Real Madrid, I'm looking at certain players that I would put my eye on and say, these players need to perform tonight. Vinny's one of them. Vinny, I want you to give me the same performance that you did against Barcelona, where you single-handedly destroyed the whole team and you were the only player that did anything in that match. I want you to give those performances where you're turning up and you're really performing well. I want to see preciseness in terms of your dribbling. I want to see you attacking players and not shying away from doing that. I know you got boos. I know you got resounding boos the last match, but sometimes Vinny can override that with his own judgment, with his own system that he wants to deploy in that match, what he wants to do. So Vinny, one player to watch. Mbappé against his former club. Well, one of his former clubs in Monaco. I want you to absolutely destroy Monaco. I want to see this team perform left, right, and centre. I want Monaco to be shaking, quaking in their boots every time they want to face you in front of net. I want to see Jude Bellingham perform to his best of abilities. The whole midfield perform. I want to see the defence not conceding a goal today. I want to see that because inevitably that's how the lineup should work. We want to be defensively solid. This is the Champions League, guys. This is no horrible competition. This is not competition where we can throw away just at the turn of a whistle. We need to be the best team out there, the best outfit out there. Yeah? So to actually summarize the squad, we want to see Courtois in goal, Valverde, I've written it here, Asensio, Dean Howson probably, Fran Garcia. Then in midfield, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, yeah, and then Jude Bellingham, maybe Franco Mastantuono, Vinny, and Kylian Mbappé. That's what we want to see. So that is how we should be operating under Arbeloa. And Arbeloa, his substitutes, half-time against Levante, did the job. So can we do the same thing again? Can we bring on players when we need to? I've seen Endrick playing decently well for Lyon. Very decently well. And this is a player that we let go. I wish we had Endrick now in the Champions League. I wish we had him. Monaco are poor, like Omar's saying. They are trash at the moment. So we need to expect a big win here. This is all about Champions League status. In these big moments where Real Madrid are sitting in a group and what a win means for their progression. This is all about their part, what they're doing on their part to ensure this qualification happens. To make sure that the UCL is still contextually correct for them at the moment, where they are placed in that automatic placings. We need to see that. Champions League status for Real Madrid is everything, guys. I'm telling you right now, when we got knocked out of the Champions League last year, complete just gone out of the window. We had only the domestic trophies to fight for after we got battered by Arsenal. So this season, it needs to be different. It needs to be something else. So if Arda maybe can play, maybe. Yeah? Maybe Arda in the attacking mid instead of Bellingham, probably. Let's see how Arbeloa fits into the team. Because there's always going to be different expectations from different players. I think Jude Bellingham could rip them up as well. But if Arda is the more creative one, then put him in. We'll just need to see how Arbeloa lines up. But I think Arbeloa will line up with Jude Bellingham. I'm going to be honest. Yeah? So we have to just take it into context that the Champions League is everything. The status of the Champions League and how Real Madrid performs in the Champions League can have a very positive impact on their season. Especially if they reach the knockout rounds automatically. Can have a huge positive impact on their season. That's what we need to see. That's how we need to go. That's how we need to understand Real Madrid. As a team, what can you do in the Champions League? Very, very crucial to be performing highly in this competition. Very, very crucial. So, the fans' expectations, what are they? So, for me, in reality, the fans' expectations are very low at the moment. I don't think we see ourselves winning the Champions League. I don't think none of you in the chat at the moment, guys, if you can say yes or no, let me know. Do you think we can win the Champions League this season? Let me know in the chat. I don't think so. I think the fans' expectations this season are quite low. I think we're just hoping for the La Liga. That's all we're hoping for. I don't think the Champions League is there, sitting there anywhere near us at all. But we win this game, yes. The expectations of the fans is to win this game. Champions League, no. So that is just basically, I think this Champions League whole run this season is going to be based on a few things. It's based on the luck of the draw for Real Madrid. That's the main thing. Luck of the draw is huge for Real Madrid. If we get a good string of results, you never know with Real Madrid. I spoke to Global Madridista when we done our podcast, and we said we never know with Real Madrid. You never know in the Champions League what Real Madrid may do. But I have no idea. I don't think we'll do that. I don't think we'll do that. So there's so many variables in the Champions League. The teams that you play, how the run is, at what time are you playing very hard matches in La Liga as well. There's always going to be a bulk up of games that are just not going to sit right with Real Madrid, especially this team. Especially this team. I don't think there's going to be anything there. So, honestly, I think the whole prediction for this game, the whole prediction is as follows. I want to see Real Madrid convincingly win. I want to see us concede a goal. Real Madrid, 3. Monaco, 0. That's what I want to see the scoreline as. Monaco are going to attack. We know. They're not just going to sit back in the shell. French teams love to attack as well. They love to put teams under pressure. They love to... We saw it with Marseille already. We saw it already with Marseille. Already. And how Marseille can be, in some areas, very, very dangerous. But Marseille's a different crop to Monaco. We've played 2 French teams. We're playing, obviously, Monaco. We've played Marseille before. And we'll see what happens. We'll just need to see, because there's always going to be a reliability on our players to actually get the job done. That's the main thing. It's a reliability on the players to get the job done. I have no clue, mate. I have no clue what's going to happen with this, honestly. But let's obviously get a few chats, guys, and then we can obviously round up the stream for the last 10 minutes. I'm going to be addressing a few chats in, obviously, the live chat as well. What do you think about Ceballos? Is the only deep playmaker who can play this role. He's inconsistent, but I will give him a chance. Arda can take the offensive playmaker role. Ceballos is good, but Ceballos is just basically a very sideways, backwards pass merchant. He doesn't really cut through butter with a knife, a hot knife, really, with his passing. That's what he doesn't do. He's very tidy in terms of his passing, in terms of how he rotates the ball. That's the only thing, I think, Ceballos. I think Ceballos is just very tidy with that. I don't think he applies himself too much in terms of the pitch show. I wouldn't like to see Ceballos feature today. I think Camavinga, Tchouaméni need to be the double pivot in this game, and either Bellingham or Arda in this game. So that's what I'm expecting, really. Carvajal needs a leg. From 2 persons in the chat. Big up David, watching from work. Much love as always. Big up Football Matrix always, mate. Big up, brother. Much appreciated all day, every day. And I think, honestly, that there's certain issues. I mean, like Lanzingen says, 2022 season, we didn't play good and we won the Champions League. But, let's be honest, we still had Mavericks in the team. We had players that can turn the game instantly. We had like the likes of Benzema, we had the likes of Cruz, we had the likes of Modric. Like, we had players that can turn this game instantly, and that's what happened in that season. Unbelievable. And that's what was. I tell you what, when we started playing the string of games that we had and start beating teams in that manner, that fashion, it was always going to be a difference of opinion when it comes to Real Madrid and how Real Madrid were playing in that game, but they still won the Champions League. So that's it, simple, isn't it? Yeah. So that's what we need to just base ourselves on. Now, at the moment in this game, Monaco, look, we cannot play badly. We have to play our best game. We need to play our top game. Unfortunately, there's so many issues with Real Madrid at the moment that I don't see us really dominating completely. We may dominate possession-wise, but if you look at statistics-wise, Arbeloa's teams run miles less than Xabi Alonso's teams. Xabi Alonso's teams are running all over the pitch. Arbeloa, I think, is just very much about playing incisively, trying to be direct, trying to be just flooding the wing backs, overlapping consistently on the wingers as well, and trying to basically act like a 5-man strike force with your left wing and your right wingers, essentially. So Mastantuono, you could probably see Valverde overlapping a lot. Left wing, you could see Vini, you could see Carreras overlapping a lot, or Fran Garcia overlapping a lot. So there's always going to be that kind of momentum shift in a game where Real Madrid are going to be dominating, and they're going to try and dominate for large spells. But that doesn't mean anything if Monaco score a goal. I'm going to be honest. It doesn't mean anything. To go a goal down and to be fighting a losing battle is the worst thing that we can do. You know? So that's absolutely facts on that one, mate. Yeah? So Juan says that should win 2-1. It's a close game. I can believe that, but we'll just need to wait and see, because there's always going to be certain moments in the games where Real Madrid are not going to control the ball. And Monaco, they can play decent football, but they are really poor. They are poor in terms of like how they're acting at the moment. In terms of their form, they're not the best at the moment. But let's be honest, yeah? They're just a few placings behind Barcelona. So you never know. You never know. Monaco could be focusing on the Champions League just to get into these playoffs and trying their best to do so. So Real Madrid may be just that team on the other end where they say, okay, we'll just put everything into this game and beat us. I never know with Real Madrid. We never know. Albacete beat us. Come on. Like, that in itself is horrible. We are playing in the Bernabéu, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like, in terms of the grand scheme of things, Real Madrid, the Bernabéu is not a fortress anymore. It's not. It's not. It's nowhere near the fortress that we would expect it to be this year. Yeah? Football Matrix, brother, says 2-0 Mbappé brace against his old club. I think that he'll have a good game against Monaco. I do believe that. Obviously, the Champions League tonight is going to be very, very crucial for Real Madrid and obviously Barcelona, guys. It's going to be very crucial for both teams. Like, Madrid, they need to win this. They need to win Benfica, and they get the automatic placings. Barcelona, they need to win tonight, otherwise they're in the playoffs. That's what it is. If they don't win tonight, they're in the playoffs. You can see teams above them stretch the points gap amongst them. So Slavia Prague, I'm going to be explaining it on my second stream just in a few moments' time on Dave Talks Barca about how crucial that game is for Barcelona. Real Madrid, we are crucially need to win, but understandably that it could be a very tough game, and we never know. You know? You never know. Cameron says, I understand reality. My club may... let me just pin this as well so I can read it properly. I understand my club. So many problems. I know we lose against second division relegation team. I know we play poor March relegation team, Levante, but we still easy to beat Monaco. There is a potential that it'd be an easy game, but there can always be a potential that it's going to be a hard game. Who knows, everyone? Who knows, mate? I don't have no idea if it's going to be a hard or tough game. I'm looking at Real Madrid 3, Monaco 0. I definitely think it's going to be crazy. Look, this pinned comment, I'm going to pin this one here. What do you think will happen if we lose against Monaco? If we lose the game against Monaco, sack Arbeloa tonight, bro. I don't even care, mate. If we lose against Monaco, sack him tonight. I do not care. There is no way that we should keep Arbeloa in management position when he's scumbagged the 2-0 win against Levante and is losing against Monaco, a second-rate team in France currently at the moment in Ligue 1. Just scraping the top 10. Like, I do not want to see Arbeloa in management. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry, yeah? That is my take on this, yeah? We cannot keep this guy if he loses against Monaco in the Bernabéu. It is shambolic. You can't lose against Albacete and you can't lose against Monaco away, at home, and expect to keep your job. Done. It's finished, yeah? But guys, anyway, man, I'm going to be looking at that. And guys, if you're asking about Dave, what do I want to be Inter or Arsenal? Well, you have to wait until you find out, because I've started a third channel called Dave Talks Football. Let me pin it in the chat, actually. Let me pin Dave Talks Football in the chat. Yeah. Dave and Aaron Talks Football. Let's put this in the chat, yeah? Because we're going to be... I'm going to put this in the chat now. There we go. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the actual next channel, which is just going to be the final in the trilogy, guys, of the Talks series. Basically, Dave Talks Barca, Dave Talks Madrid, Dave and Aaron Talks Football. Basically, we're going to be covering the match reaction after I do the Madrid game. Match reaction of Dave and Aaron Talks Football on Arsenal versus Inter. It's just going to be solely Premier League and extra games on the Champions League away from Madrid and away from Barca. So Aaron, yeah. Aaron is my mate of 30 years. He is a super, super knowledgeable football analyst. He knows everything about football, honestly. He is just, his mind of football is explosive. So trust me, when you start hearing us talking together, we talk about football all the time. I definitely hope to bring him through on that channel, and we can actually start a very, very good podcast together, especially post-game match reaction and what we're expecting for that. But just to cover up anyway, guys, yeah, is such a great thing, this match, you know. I think it's a great momentum booster for Real Madrid. Hopefully we can win 3-0. Yeah, hopefully we can win 3-0. I expect Monaco to give us a tough game nevertheless, but hopefully we can win 3-0 on this one. But guys, anyway, we're going to be redirecting over to Dave Talks Barca for a very crucial stream here. Slavia Prague versus FC Barcelona. A preview on that one as well. Guys, we're going to cover that, mate, because if they do not win that game, boy, that is going to be a tough one to take, mate, if Barcelona do not win that game. And Slavia Prague has only lost one game away from home, and that was against Arsenal. Let's see how they do against Barcelona. But guys, make sure you follow me on Dave Talks Barca as well. Make sure you subscribe to Dave and Aaron Talks Football, and we'll see you over on the second channel, Dave Talks Barca, in just literally 1 minute.